I can say this without a heartbeat, and there's nobody who can challenge me otherwise. It is not easy being a girl. We can say women empowerment, we can say एक woman या सब पे भारी, वो होता नहीं है यार. मैं 5 साल पहले भी ये सेम चीज़ों से लड़ती थी, मैं आज भी सेम चीज़ों से लड़ती हूँ. 5 साल पहले इतने लोग बोलते नहीं थे, आप आज और लोग बोलेंगे.
I've been in Mumbai for 10 years, so then you also feel कि मैं 10 साल रुक गया, 1 साल और रुक जाता हूँ. You know, if the project is not right, if your heart doesn't belong to it, because you know, if I am not convinced, the artist in me, the actor in me will not be convinced, and then that will show.
Hi and welcome to midday.com. Joining us today is the cast of Janhit mein Jaari, of course the beautiful Nushrratt Bharuccha and Anud Singh. Hi.
Hi. Hi.
And the story is very interesting. So you work in a condom company and everything that happens after that. So what was your reaction to the script?
I think it was one of those absolute no-brainers. I don't think the fact कि वो लड़की कॉन्डम बेचती है मेरे माइंड में इतना बड़ी बात थी, या it affected me, or I felt कि no, let's just discuss this with some people. There was no taboo attached to it for me or my family or my circle. It just seemed like a really interesting idea, and of course it was Raj sir writing it. It was his idea, and I knew that he'd definitely do something quirky and something really like a different take of it. And I said, ये तो करते हैं.
Now that you're promoting it, we realize how deep-rooted this taboo and the stigma goes. Back then, like it was not even. कई बार ना कुछ चीज़ें खटकती हैं, तो वो एक हल्की सी खराश भी नहीं थी कि एक लड़की कॉन्डम कैसे बेच. It was very क्यों नहीं बेच सकती. But then how it was set up, that was funny. Reading it, the story, the script, everything was very funny, very spot on when it comes to humor and the purpose that it comes with. You know, it's not just a comedy film. It's like how you have a thriller, you have a comedy, you have like a story comes and the only purpose they serve is entertainment. This one goes a little beyond. It takes an extra step to, you know, probably do something for the society and not just serve them with entertainment. So like she very rightfully said, an absolute no-brainer. To do or to watch.
Actually, you guys are right. You know, a lot of films with a message are, of course, they are important, but they can get preachy as well. But here we do see the right amount of humor and the balance.
And more than preachy, you know what this scare is? The scare is that you're doing the film for the right reasons, or trying to say something from the film. But if the audiences don't take that back, then not only does your entire effort become futile, it just becomes frivolous. It's like, अरे कुछ बोलना चाहे but कुछ बोले तो नहीं, and audiences didn't get impacted by it, and they didn't really take anything back. So the whole effort is wasted.
And then there's always this risk of that taboo, you know, getting more stronger in their head.
Correct.
When you can't communicate, when you can't win them over, then whatever they believed in gets instilled even stronger.
Over the other side.
Definitely.
Film has the right amount of humor, and of course you're giving a message as well. So how do you kind of convince families to, you know, because there is still this taboo ki, oh, this topic is like not to be discussed in families. So how do you convince them?
You know, only if they come to watch the film can they be convinced. How do we get them to come to the theatres to at least see what's in it and what's not? And it is through the trailer. Now, obviously, the first look of the film was not very well accepted. People, of course, commented. People said what they said. But the trailer kind of brought in that flavor of कि नहीं ये एक फैमिली के साथ बैठ के या थिएटर जाके ये फिल्म देखी जा सकती है. It's not what it looked like on the onset of it. So I think if the trailer could change their minds that much that they can at least think about this film and talk about this film, they have to give it a shot and come to the theatres to know कि exactly उसमें क्या है.
And of course, Nushrratt, it's great to see a woman on the forefront, you know, about an issue that affects so many women. So, you know, what are your thoughts about that? Because a lot of women still, you know, they are, certain professions are taboo for them. Like that's how society looks at it.
We recently did like a video with one of the influencers, and she actually went out on the roads to find women doing jobs or things that we've not seen or heard them do before. And there was a older woman who was driving an auto rickshaw, and there was a middle-aged woman who was filling petrol in a petrol pump in cars, and there was another woman who was running a pan ka dukan because her father had it and her father passed away. So she said, I'm going to take over and, you know, run this because we don't have any other source of income. Each had their own struggle and each had their own reason for taking up the jobs that they did. बट अगर उनके दिमाग में ये होता कि नहीं मैं लड़की हूँ कि कैसे रिक्शा चला सकती हूँ, अकेली एक लड़की दिखी होंगी रास्ते पे, सब आदमी चलाते रिक्शा, तो वो कभी अपनी जिंदगी बेटर ही नहीं करती. या वो अगर दूसरी वाली कहती नहीं पेट्रोल पंप पे कैसे मैं खड़े होके पूरा दिन गाड़ियों में पेट्रोल डालती हूँ, दैट्स नॉट अ गर्ल्स जॉब. तो वो अपनी जिंदगी बेटर ही नहीं कर पाती. She would not be able to give her kids a future or be financially stable. So I think it depends on the girl. The job cannot empower the girl. The girl has to empower the job, right? Or herself.
कितना सच है ना ये फॉर आवर सोसाइटी की समाज ना आपको जज कर लेगा, समाज आपको कायदे कानून हर चीज़ में बांध देगा अपने सहूलियत के हिसाब से, पर आपकी थाली में वो रोटी नहीं रखेगा, आपके सर पे वो छत नहीं रखेगा, सर्दी में आपको गर्म कपड़े नहीं प्रोवाइड, कानून सारे बता देगा, पर आपका सर्वाइवल आपके ऊपर ही आता है. और जब आपके ऊपर आता है तो आप करिए ना. ये कौन कोई होता है आपको ये बोलने वाला कि आप अपने अपना अपना खुद का ख्याल नहीं रख सकते, आप मर जाओ पर ये काम ना करो, ये तो बेवकूफ़ी.
एंड जिनके ऊपर बीतती है ना, ओनली दे कैन उस वक्त ना, दे डोंट केयर सोसाइटी में कौन उनको कैसे देख रहा है, कौन उनके बारे में क्या बोल रहा है. देयर सर्वाइवल एंड देयर वेलबींग बिकम्स देयर priority over every and
Which should be.
which should be. So I feel like then why does the situation need to come to that kind of a struggle कि फिर आपने जाके वो रास्ता चुना. Why don't we give them examples where beginning only they feel कि यार even though I'm a girl, my end of life is not to just get married and have kids or to depend on my husband or my brother or my father, whoever it is. I can have my own sort of standing and own sort of financial stability. I'll study towards it, work towards it, do a job towards it, and get that early on in my life.
Come to think of it, you only need that decision making. The minute you've decided, you can do it. Kalpana Chawla, the astronaut from India, she did it years ago, and I think she was from Hisar, if I'm not wrong, somewhere from Haryana. Back then, a girl from there could, अपने छोटे से घर से ऊपर देखती थी, and she decided to be an astronaut, and she was. So this is 2022 now. We still, all of this should be frivolous by now, but we are still here making a Janhit mein Jaari so that the message gets conveyed.
And of course, you have to know about your role as well, like what excited you the most?
I think, probably the last actor to come on board. They were really, I don't know, I think they were really looking for me to play the part. And they finally found me, and then वो 3-4 दिन का ना, like I didn't even realize it's like a blink and a miss in my life, because everything happened so fast. I had to go read, sit, wait for them to come meet me, and do multiple rounds of auditions. It was tedious, but at the end of the day, after all of this, I was still, do I want to be a part of this film? Because sometimes when you're starting your career, you're always afraid. Okay? And when I've been in Mumbai for 10 years. So then you also feel कि मैं 10 साल रुक गया, 1 साल और रुक जाता हूँ. If the project is not right, if your heart doesn't belong to it, because if I am not convinced, the artist in me, the actor in me will not be convinced, and then that will show. And to start something without conviction is as good as ending your own career. But like I said, लिखाई इतनी बढ़िया है, concept इतना सही है, and ये सब हम हमारे घर में तो देखते हैं यार. डिस्क्रिमिनेशन हमारे घरों में, हमारे मोहल्ले में, हमारे स्कूलों में, टीचर्स का बिहेवियर, फैकल्टी का बिहेवियर, हमारे माँ बाप, चाचा ताऊ भतीजी, सबका बिहेवियर इट्स सो डिफरेंट. एंड देन यू फील कि finally you get an opportunity to be a part of the solution and not the problem. So it was an absolute no-brainer. मैं इसमें गमले का रोल भी करता.
And Nushrratt, of course, you had a long, interesting career, but of course you have to overcome some disappointments as well before you found success, which of course your fans love you for, and you are an inspiration. But what kept you motivated, when you were just starting out and you didn't know you would become this big star?
But the success doesn't make the disappointments disappear.
Yeah.
They're very much there. They were there yesterday, they were there last night, they're there this morning also. That's just part of the job. I don't think the disappointments should deter you from the path you're on. And I can say this without a heartbeat, and there's nobody who can challenge me otherwise. It is not easy being a girl.
Absolutely.
We can say women empowerment, we can say एक woman या सब पे भारी, वो होता नहीं है. So the fight is very much real. It is on an everyday basis. The success doesn't make anything easier. Actually, it makes it tougher, because then you have another judgment passed on you that she thinks too much of herself, or she's become too much of a, I don't know, whatever they want to attach it to. Whereas यार मैं 5 साल पहले भी ये सेम चीज़ों से लड़ती थी, मैं आज भी सेम चीज़ों से लड़ती हूँ. 5 साल पहले इतने लोग बोलते नहीं थे, आप आज और लोग बोलेंगे. तो जितना सक्सेस से नाम बढ़ेगा ना, उतनी ही उस नाम को उछालने की रिस्क बढ़ती जाएगी. बट जो डिफ़िकल्टीज़ है, जो डिसअपॉइंटमेंट्स है, वो कम नहीं होते, वो वही है. what keeps me going every day is that at the end of the day, I know what I did, and I can sleep at night. The day I can't sleep at night, then all of it is in vain. Simple. So I
वैसे
fight
भी
for my peace of mind.
जो बराबरी नहीं कर सकते वो बदनामी शुरू कर देते हैं, आप चिंता मत करो.
Thanks.
That's true. And of course, you also have two other exciting films, Ram Setu and Selfie. So, of course, we are excited for that as well. So, please tell us a little about
Ram Setu and Selfie. Actually, Ram Setu was the first film with Akshay sir, and I could not have asked for a better co-actor. I could not have asked for a better setup in terms of producer, director, co-actors in terms of Jacqueline. They are just the nicest, loving, caring bunch of people. वहाँ कोई disappointments नहीं होती है, वहाँ कोई fights नहीं होती है, वहाँ चीज़ें बहुत प्यार से होती है. And I feel like maybe after all these years I needed that care and I needed that environment to just feel part of, I guess, the industry, or to feel part of the film.
इतना ख्याल रखा है इनका जनित पे, कह रही हूँ वहाँ पे दिक्कत नहीं होती है को-एक्टर्स से. ठीक है,
तूने रखा था.
ठीक है, ठीक है.
But that film for me is just full love. Like, it's absolute love. I can't think beyond that only.
And it was great having you guys. Thank you for doing this. Thank
you so much.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.